Hello, lovely peoples. I am Michelle. This is my hospital bed of Vita, and you're watching One Spoon Left with Rebel Wiggles NYC. Today I'm going to talk about when you're disabled and you're vegan. It's kind of interesting because often as a disabled vegan, I tend to be in between two worlds. A lot of the times. Like, for an example, vegans, not all vegans of course, but there are a lot of vegans out there who will promote veganism as this kind of cure, this magical cure-all, which it isn't. But listen, two brain cysts, herniations, disc bulges, all kinds of googly stuff going on there, dysphagia, and vegan. So it's clearly not a cure-all. There are people, you will sometimes hear stories of how they went vegan and their health greatly improved to the point of like changing their lives. And that's awesome. But that's not always the case. And vegans need to stop promoting veganism as this cure-all. It's like being vegan does not make you this instant specialist into every single person's chronic illness and disability. Thank you, phone. Thank you. My phone agrees with me. It just doesn't. And yet people act like that. Now, at the same time, there are a lot of people who are not vegan, and yet they fancy themselves to be this instant nutritionist and instant specialist in my disability. Because what happens is, like, anytime I have a setback, or, like for an example, over the summer, what we now know, at least we know that my brain grew a second brain cyst, which fuck shit up. I have to get MRI, see what's going on with that, but at least we know the brain cyst, there's now two of them instead of one. And so that messed with my health, as one might suspect. And there were a number of non-vegans who were like, maybe it's just because you're vegan. Maybe you're having problems walking because you're vegan. Maybe, and there was this pressure to kind of give up my vegan lifestyle and try animal products. As if like that was the problem. It's like my blood work, whenever my blood work it gets done by my primary doctor, it's lovely. In fact, my blood work is better than when I wasn't vegan. Because when I wasn't vegan, I was at a near state of or a constant near state rather, of borderline anemia. Because while I was eating a shit ton of meat and dairy and whatnot, and really essentially a lot of iron in theory, I was not able to properly digest and absorb said iron and nutrients for that matter. So I was kind of borderline anemic. And now that I am getting my iron from plant-based sources, which I can absorb easier than I was, my blood work is a lot happier. I have a lot better, happier blood work. Happy blood work. So but yet, when they hear that I'm vegan, they're like, oh, maybe it's because you're vegan. And I'm like, or I grew a second brain cyst, or my spine is like deteriorating, but my spine's falling apart. That's not because I was vegan. I had this before I went vegan. I kind of was born a couple things, peoples. So it's just stop. Stop on both sides, please. Stop on both sides. What do you think? Put your comments in the comment section because that's where they belong. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And that's it. Au revoir. What? Why was there random French?